Good morning.
Yeah, we recorded, we live.
We live, baby. What's
I
good?
got you. That what it do, man.
Man, you already know what it is, man. Good to see you, baby.
You
Yeah.
too, man. I see you out here killing them, man. Killing them every left and right, dog. That's beautiful, yo.
Man, I appreciate it, bro. It's been a long time coming. Shout out to I got the fresh gear on. Not sure you can see it. Try to adjust the camera a little bit. Got the Elrico era because that's what we're
That's
living in. Live, baby. The Elrico era is in live
that's
effect.
fire.
Yeah.
That's
So
fire. That's fire, man.
yeah, man. Yeah, bro. But it's so good to be able to chop it up with you, man. We got a lot to catch up on. For real,
It's a
for
lot.
real.
It's a lot going on, man. I know it's been a long time since we've last had our. I think the last time we hopped on a call was about the I think the Billboard's top 50 list.
Yeah, something. That's right. That's right.
I think it
Because
was
we
the
was
top 50.
yeah. I think I was still at RWR Live 365. Shout out to uh, Nicole. You know what I'm saying? Nicole Dixon, man, and and Q La La. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? The owners of RWR Live 365. I ran the midday live for a solid year and plus change
Okay.
over there.
Okay.
And I didn't want to leave. I love what I did. But obviously, you know what I'm
Right.
saying, as time progresses and you grow and there's other ventures
Right.
that come up, you got to make decisions because, can't do it all, you know what I'm saying? Can't do it all. But yeah, bro,
Of
we
course.
did. We chopped it up. It was actually the top 100. Billboard
Okay.
came out with the top 100. And they
Okay.
broke it down. They broke it down into like sections. But yeah, we did the 50, and that was mad
Okay.
crazy, bro. Yeah, that was crazy. Yes,
That was
sir.
a dope conversation, man. And ever since that time frame, just seeing you in movies, of course, I've always been doing the movie thing. Obviously, the music is set, the infrastructure is there with that. Radio personality. You're great at that. Just multi-talented,
Thank you.
multifaceted, man. So
Yes,
just
sir.
just seeing the growth, etc. And I don't really do too many lives, so I figured to myself, man, let me hop on a call. Let me catch Sap and just hop on a call and just kind of get an update on obviously what you've been working on. Let you know what I've been working on. Just more of just a casual conversation. That's pretty much
Copy,
it. You know what I mean?
man. Copy that, man. Just so glad, man. Before you even dive into it with the questions, man, I got to give you a shout out. I really love the fact, bro, that we established, a union and a friendship and a bond. Shout out to Dami Rash because, to be completely honest, that's really where your connect, in a sense, came through. Goes all the way back to 2015, I believe, with She Choosing on Me, the very first
Right.
record that we ever had an opportunity to collab on, and Dami was the glue there. And I
Yeah.
look at you not only as a friend, bro, but literally, man, as and age ain't got nothing to do with it. But I look up
Yeah.
to you in a sense because literally, bro, you, Dami, Congo Madstak, man, and 200 have been instrumental in my development and growth as the artist on the music side. And
It's
I give you
major.
all the tips, bro, all the tips, all the love, and just everything that you told me and taught me, and just was like, bro, like you don't really need them, you don't need this. This is you should focus on this. None of that stuff went in one ear and out the other, G. And that has a lot to do with where I'm at, and it's all connected. So you are as instrumental in my development and growth as an artist overall, as Elrico is. You feel me with the movies, man. So I just got to give you your flowers, G. And I've been watching your movement too. So I just got to get that out the way.
I appreciate that, man. Just like outside of your talent,
Yes, sir.
um, and you're a family man, of course, husband, father, great friend, of course. Very humble guy, And years
Thank you.
ago, I was told by somebody back in Europe years ago, and she told me she's like, your humility will take you very, very far. That always stuck with me, but that resonates with people like you, where you got it, you've always had it, but because you're so humble, you're so eager to learn, you're so eager to try to soak up as much game as possible. I feel like attributes and abilities like that can really set cats apart from like the rest, man. And that's the type of sauce that you can't really teach that type of sauce. Sometimes you either have it or you don't.
Copy that. Copy that. That's
Mm.
real game, bro. Real game. And as far as my humility goes, man, that goes all the way back to 1981 when I was
Mm,
blessed to be brought into this world. And my parents, what I'm saying, obviously they were with God's, God's design as well. They were really because they were naval officers. My
mm,
parents was naval officers, man, and that was one of the founding, just things that I was taught was like, you treat people how you want to be treated. You know what I'm saying? You don't walk around no matter what accolades. I mean, this is coming from my father. Not only what did he rise to the rank of captain and did
mm,
the full 30 years in a modern Navy. But he did it. My mother did it at a time
mm-hmm.
where literally at one point in time, back in I think it was I think in the 90s or something like that when my mother reached the rank of captain. At the time of her reaching the rank of captain in the United States Navy, there was less than I
Wow.
want to say like 300 African American females that actually had the rank of captain. You know what I'm saying? And no matter what you
Wow.
succeed in life, no matter what you do, you always approach um, every person, every situation with that humility. And it
Right.
does, it speaks volumes. So it's just what I was taught and it was embedded in me. You know what I'm saying? But I appreciate it, man, that you're speaking on that.
Of course, man. And also, man, correct me if I'm wrong, because we met through Domi,
Yes,
right?
sir.
And it
We
was
did.
so long before we actually met in the flesh.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we linked up. You were was it Orlando? You pulled up
Bro,
to?
bro, check this out, right? Yeah, it's so crazy because my dude, it was the Holiday Inn. I don't even remember the road that it was on, but that Holiday Inn at the time was a brand new Holiday Inn, right? So get this,
Okay.
fast forward to where we at 2025. That same road, literally across the street now, is the site of Universal's new Epic Universe that opens May
Okay.
of 25. Like, yeah, bro, like, yo, like legit,
Okay.
and like all that open space. But yeah, my G, because I remember you
Wow.
pulled up on me and like the directions was crazy. It was like two hotels. And I looked out my window and you was like, yo,
Hmm.
Sap, I'm walking in the lobby. And I look out the window and you walking into the other hotel. I'm like, yo, bust the G, like over here. And I'm like directing you. Yeah, but
Right.
yeah, that's absolutely correct, my
Yeah.
G. That was the first time that we had actually met. And it just, like I said, man, I'm a firm believer of like, everyone's destiny, ultimately is already written, but it is up to
Hmm.
us to fulfill it. It's up
Right.
to us to fulfill it. And that just been with both of our moves and how we was working.
Hmm.
Shout out to you again because I mean you being based in the Tampa area, I think you're
Yeah.
still in the Tampa area, right?
For sure. Yeah.
Um, legit, like round trip, I think that's like a 4 hour drive or 3.5 hours or something like that, man, up and back or something. I know
Hmm.
Tampa's not too far from Orlando, but still,
Yeah.
it's enough
Yeah.
distance. Like it's for me, it's like Pensacola to Tallahassee. You know what I'm saying? Like
Correct.
buck 45, something like that. And man,
Hmm.
you was like, bro, say less, say less. Like I'm coming. You was like, I'm coming. I was like, and Sean was like, wait, he really? He doesn't care about it. That man say he coming. That man say he coming up, man. Chill. And we kicked it in the room, and it was lovely. It was beautiful, bro. It was beautiful.
Yeah, man. I feel like you don't get a lot of opportunities to be able to, meet certain individuals in the flesh, be able to either break bread or just have certain conversations outside of the virtual world, even with our careers being
Yeah.
very busy, on top of, family life as well. So I was glad that I was, in town, able to, pull up on you or just be there, because that's something that me and you won't ever forget, an unforgettable, moment. And for me,
Yeah.
Lord willing, through God's will, I pray for many more to come for us to meet in the future as well.
Man, look at here. With the direction and path that we both on, it is inevitable. I actually have been working extremely diligently, man, to try to set up, an opportunity or take advantage of an opportunity in which I can involve my musical family and my musical team. That is something that I do not take lightly. And that's why I gave all the flowers and shout out to all my guys, everybody, yourself included. I mean, 200 Madstak, Congo Madstak, because moving forward with everything that I do, we have. I guess we'll dive into the music in a little bit. I'll let you quarterback that, but I'll just say, man, like we have music, bro, that obviously goes hand in hand with some of like the biggest hits. It's just a matter of like, the recognition and the proper placement and things of that nature. And that's what I've
Hmm.
really been working on, because that is going to be a moment to celebrate. I
Yeah.
tell you what, we got a record. What is it, baby? Called Riders. We put it
Yeah.
together.
Yeah.
I specifically composed that record and arranged that record to allow
Yeah.
my guys, my team, my family to shine
Yeah.
equally. And I haven't even really put a whole lot of additional promotion behind it, because, like I
Yeah.
say, there's so much going on. I'm trying to do it in the right order,
Right.
and that's something that, what I'm saying, shout out, to all the artists out there. You never want to try to like move too fast in the game.
Right.
Certain things kind of will develop on their own if
Yeah.
if they're watered the proper way. They'll kind of grow and develop on their own. And
Yeah.
who knows? We got South by Southwest coming up. I
Yeah.
have an opportunity to potentially, possibly perform in South by Southwest. I got some
Major.
got some projects lined up that's going to also be beginning production in the month of March as well. We'll dive into that whenever you're ready to talk about that. But my goal is to try to involve you guys and get y'all ultimately here in Pensacola, whether it be cameo appearance in a movie or a show, something that I have some pull in, and then we can just we go from there. You know what I'm saying? So yes, sir.
I
Yes, sir.
I got you, man. And before, because I'm a segue into your acting career a little bit, but I want to
Dope.
stay right here right now regarding music, because what just dawned on me, and I'm sure you might be familiar with it. So Doechii, from Tampa, just got a Grammy. I believe the third female to ever get a Grammy. Um,
Keep that. Yep.
I want to say was the best rap album, if I'm not mistaken. She got signed to TDE, but
Okay.
the correlation that I want to make here,
Mm-hmm.
because the Bay is being put on the map, but you're
Yep.
somebody who has put Pensacola on the map, and like people don't know that, and it's like
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
I don't know, and obviously there's no shade to the artists. I don't really know too many Pensacola artists,
Mm-hmm.
but when it comes to representing and you holding down that
Yep.
particular city within
Yep.
Florida, when I think about Florida Giants, Florida Greats, Florida Juggernauts,
Yes, sir.
the guys who put in the most work and still putting in work, you're one of them. So more flowers to give to you in that
Yo,
fashion.
nothing but love and respect. I'll go ahead. So as far as artists coming out of the city doing like
Yeah,
major things, all right. So real talk, there's no way that I could continue without giving all the flowers to a
yeah.
dear friend of mine, legend in the game, Hall of Famer in the game, all of
Hmm.
those accolades. So my dog Roy Jones Jr.
Okay, okay,
Roy
okay,
Jones Jr. And
okay.
it's ironically, you know what I'm saying? He had the hit single. You know what I'm saying? Y'all must have
You
forgot.
must have forgot.
And
Yeah,
obviously, he talking from the perspective of the
right.
boxing, and like, bro, like really, like y'all must have forgot, like
Yep.
like I put down, you know what I'm saying, so many heavyweights. This cat done had, you know what I'm saying, multiple belts. I think, you know what I'm saying, I think it's 4 or 5 belts, something like, different weight
Hmm.
classes. Might be more than that. I don't even know. I ain't even
Right.
speak on that, because he may, come back at me some type of way. But no, that's my dog.
Yeah.
That's my dog. And he actually did the whole deal. He
Hmm.
did the boxing. He had a love for rap music. He dropped
Yeah.
the album, dope music, bro, for real, for real. He
Wow.
got into acting because of his accolades on the sports side of things in boxing. Roy
Hmm.
Jones Jr. got, he had TV show placements, pop-ups,
Okay.
appearances. He also
Okay.
had a major role in The Matrix. The Matrix.
Okay.
He was in the sequel. Okay, my
Yo.
man. I
Okay.
believe it was the role of Ballad.
Okay.
But in the beginning of the film, bro, like
Hmm.
Roy Jones, like he right there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Damn it, Morpheus, like bro, and yeah. So salute to
Right.
Roy. He put me on so much game. He literally
Wow.
took me under his wing to the point. Quote. I'm talking about like homie calling me, Sap, yo, I'm on my way. Yo, like you meet me at the store. Homie would pick me up, bro. Roy Jones
Mm.
Jr. is the first individual that allowed me to ride in a Bentley, his Bentley, a Rolls Royce.
Wow.
You feel me? spitting game, just
Okay.
talking to me on the way to Gulf Breeze, bro, to hoop, because that's how we bonded over basketball. And
Right.
it just like I say, I now look at it in hindsight, like, bro, like God was really preparing me, man. He was putting people in
Mm-hmm.
my way and in my path, and just allowing me to connect with people. I'm not even from the city of Pensacola. Pensacola has
Right.
adopted me, and vice versa. I consider it
Mm-hmm.
home.
Yeah.
Shout out to DMV, and of course, obviously the West Coast.
Mm.
I was born in
Right.
San Diego, but that's the life
Okay.
of a military. That's the life of a military kid. Where's
Right.
home? You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
Andre
Right.
3000 said it best. It ain't. What do you say on the Atlians joint? It's not where you from. It's where you pay rent. It ain't where you
Yeah.
from. It's where you pay rent. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
and that's how I embody. So this is definitely home, and no matter what, the Gulf Coast this is it. You know what I'm saying? But shout out to DMV, Maryland, DC, Virginia, and of course Cali. But yeah, Roy, as far as on that
Mm.
grand scale, and there are some other artists. There
Of
are other
course.
artists, man,
Of
that
course.
have like that have done big things representing the city of Pensacola. But I genuinely appreciate you as a proverbial outsider looking in,
Mm-hmm.
that you put me in that category, and that's nothing but a blessing, bro. And I take it as such.
Definitely, man. So shout out to Roy Jones, the legend, man.
Yes, sir. Goat.
That's a crazy piece within the story, and just giving him his kudos, his flowers,
Absolutely.
as well. And you're somebody when it comes to being at the table, man, you make sure your team eats. You
That's
make
it.
sure your team eats. And
That's it.
that's a gem. A lot of artists, I think, especially coming up, whether they're coming up or they're veterans in the game,
Yeah.
that's very, very important. If you have, obviously, you're gonna always have a team around you, or you
Right.
should have a team around you because you obviously can't do it by yourself.
Right.
But you always want to make sure everybody eats, man. And I think that's something that I always value, I always resonate with, and it's always a reassurance for myself, because I would like to think I'm the same exact way, but
You are.
again,
Oh, you absolutely are. I'm gonna go on and, bro. Ain't no thinking about it, man. You definitely. That has everything to do with really like how, 2015 it started a friendship relationship. You know what I'm saying? And here we are. You know what I'm saying? 25, bro. Absolutely, G. Yeah, you everything. Yeah, your whole aura just resonates. You know what I'm saying? It mirrors mine, G. And that's I think that's the reason why, you know what I'm saying, Donnie's the same way, 200, man. We're all
yeah,
grinding and just, yeah, absolutely. So yeah, shout out to you as well, quote. Yeah.
appreciate that, man. Salute to that, man.
Yes, sir.
Man, let's pivot a little bit, man, to the
Sure.
acting, man, because
Get it.
just so you know, Sap, like I'm still embedded in the music. That's always gonna be a love like yours too.
Yes, sir.
Um, and I'm still dropping music, still doing collaborations. Now
Absolutely.
I've
Dope
played now.
artist. Dope artist you are. Dope artist.
Appreciate that, man.
Dope artist, man. Yo,
Um,
I look up to you in so many ways. Yeah, I always have. Yeah,
I,
you dope. You dope.
so making a pivot to the acting.
Mhm.
Um, and you're somebody who, and like I told you before, I will be tapping in with just to kind of get some. As a matter of fact, probably can get it right now, man. Just give me a couple tips, a couple gems that you can drop for myself or the people that are looking to have a successful acting career.
Absolutely. That's a great question. Thank you, man, for allowing me this opportunity to really shed light on that from my perspective. So, man, I tell you, first and foremost, it starts with having a firm understanding of the business
Mm,
that you are trying to get into. Because
hmm.
the issue that we have nowadays is same thing with music. It's ironic that a lot of these younger kids, and I'll just say people, of all ages, but really with the kids, they tend to look at an acting career, or becoming an artist in whatever genre. It don't matter the genre, just an artist, because they all the same principles apply equally across the board, no matter your rock and roll, your country, your hip hop, you know what I'm saying, whatever it is, right? It's first having a firm understanding of the business, because acting
Hmm.
and music are
Hmm.
two of the hardest jobs on
Hmm.
planet Earth.
Yeah.
Fat Joe, I think, said it in an
Mm-hmm.
interview once. Was like, bro, it's funny. Like everybody can rap. Everybody's mama wants to rap, and a lot of it stems from. See, you and I are cut from a certain cloth. We come from an
Mm-hmm.
era where none of this digital stuff was available, and there
Mm-hmm.
was no other option. You could
Right.
not sit back and be comfortable sitting in your home and record yourself uh, at a high quality,
Mm-hmm.
mix it yourself. You know what I'm saying? We had to outsource, like you had to outsource somebody for that. You had to
Mm-hmm.
physically go to the studio,
Mm-hmm.
and it kind of that type of work. It just instills a certain type of work ethic.
Right.
And because we started so early on, and we looked up to the guys, we looked up to like the Nas's, the Jays, or whoever it
Mm-hmm.
was, you was looking up to. You know what I'm saying? It was like, man, like I think I could do this. Well,
Mm-hmm.
when you started to try it out, it was no shortcuts. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And that's number one is understanding that the business, and that it is a business.
Yeah.
It ain't something that you get into just to look good or just to just to throw it on your resume. You know what I'm saying? And you got to really put in some time, effort, and grind. And the grind side of it is, man, majority of folks out here got job 9 to 5s. You have to figure out on your own how to find the closest balance, if not the
Mm-hmm.
equal balance, but the closest balance without suffering dire consequences,
Wow.
without losing your job, without now showing up late. And because of just my personal journey,
Mm.
I've always worked in commission-based jobs. Like
Yeah.
I've never had the job that guaranteed the salary where you punch in the clock, you sit at a desk for such and such hours, you take your 30-minute break, then you go back to work and then you punch out. You know what I'm saying? I've
Yeah.
always had the commission-based jobs. And what that allowed me to do was just instill a type of work ethic that like, bro, if I don't work, I don't eat. If I don't
Mm-hmm.
sell, I don't make money. And I've
Mm-hmm.
always been on that tip to where I am selling myself, you know what I'm saying? Selling my brand, selling myself. When people come, they want to
Mm-hmm.
buy a cell phone, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, bro, why am I going to get this service over this service? Why am I going to get this phone over that phone? And it was my job to be honest, tell the truth, but at the same time, put it in such a manner, to where it made sense. So the bottom line, number one, yeah, you got to find that balance. You got to understand, man, that this is a serious business, man, that
Yeah.
that you're getting into. The
Yeah.
second, or I'm sorry, the third, I'll say, the third is you have to find your lane. You
Okay.
have to find your lane. Where you start and where you want to end up may not necessarily be where you end up.
Mm.
Just because you want to act doesn't mean that you should not be networking and working with people that the gaffers, what I'm saying, the film editors, producers,
Mm.
writers.
Got it.
The goal is to get into the industry. And
Got
a
it.
lot of people say like, man, I'm gonna act. I want to act. I want to be in front of the camera. I want because it's the shine, bro. It's the
Mm-hmm.
shine, man. You know what I'm saying? It's
Yeah.
the proverbial bag. It's the shine. It's the fame that comes with it. You know what I'm saying? Well, you ain't gonna get none of that if you don't start on the ground floor and work your way up. The only way
Right.
to shortcut that, which I don't recommend for anybody, is to
Yeah.
basically have a hookup and have somebody plant you, and that's I don't recommend that because if they
Right.
plant you, you can be uprooted just as fast.
Right.
You
Right.
dig? So that's it, my G. I mean, I've
Yeah.
I've, I've been following your story, quote, man, and I seen, man, you've been grinding. You've been going to these seminars. You've been popping
Yeah.
up. You've been networking. That's what
Yeah.
you do. You have been
Right.
doing exactly just that. And like
Right.
me, I made the decision. Shout out again to Elrico Tunstall because with me, I will say this, I I got in on the ground floor with
Mm-hmm.
somebody who had a similar vision,
Yeah.
who made the decision to not build or piggyback off of a Hollywood that was already built.
Mm-hmm.
El Rico went out to, long time ago, 12 years ago. He dropped everything, took all his money, bought a ticket, no bags. No
Mm.
bags. Like his story is very, very similar to the
Mm.
Steve Harveys, the Kevin Harts,
Mm.
the Tiffany Haddishes, where like you remember the old stories and the cliche stories. Yo,
Yeah.
I just hopped on the bus, got the ticket, hopped on the bus, went out to LA with no destination really in mind other than the fact I was going to the city. He
Right.
did that. He did that and
Right.
figured it out. Went to film school, figured it out, And then he was presented an opportunity. He actually went on a game show with Chris Jericho, hosted it, and he went on a game show. He won some money, and then when
Mm.
he had won some money, he won a little bit of money. Did the film school. At time of graduating, he had every opportunity to stay right there and build a multi-million-dollar empire and career for himself
Wow.
because he had made the right connections. And he said, "You know what? I've seen how Hollywood operates. I'm not feeling the way that some of these things go on. Like I've seen it. It's all about
Yeah.
who knows who and this and that. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna change the game. I'm going to go back home to Pensacola and I am gonna build my own studio.
Yeah.
I am gonna breed my own actors, and
Mhm.
we are gonna do what Tyler Perry did in the
Mhm.
manner of what he did. Will Packer, and lo and behold, 12 years later, my G, here
Mm.
we are. And because of his mission
Wow.
statement, and we actually, and I feel like God put me in his path, God put him in my path. And
Mhm.
because that sometimes it's all about meeting the right person, right opportunity, right?
Yeah.
My sister, shout out to Toya, just had a birthday. She hit me one day out of the blue. Hey, this guy named Elrico, he's holding an audition, man, for it looks like he's got a show with Brashear Gray. You know Brashear Gray from show Empire, TV
Yeah.
show Empire. He played Hakeem Lyon. Well, a lot of
Yeah.
people didn't realize that he actually he was a real artist too, and he
Wow.
went by the name Yaz the Greatest. I thought everything on TV, I thought it was just made up for the show, but he was a
Mhm.
legit artist. So he made some connections, and he ended up booking Yaz the Greatest, Brashear Gray, to come down to
Mhm.
Pensacola to do a huge concert during the spring. It was
Wow.
Spring Break Fest 2K18. So it was 2018
Mm.
in the month of, I want to say March, right?
Okay.
He held the auditions in February. So get this. He had a couple of other artists that he brought down, right? Another
Mhm.
artist by the name of, well, she changed her name. She changed her name.
Mhm.
She went by, she went by Mulatto at the time
Mm.
because she was fresh off of a reality show called The Rap Game that Jermaine Dupri had
Okay.
created. And her
Okay.
name was Mulatto. She had braces, 16-year-old
Mhm.
little girl. But
Mhm.
she could spit. She could legitimately rap. She could spit.
Mhm.
Mulatto ended up becoming one of the biggest artists in the game that now goes by the name Lotto.
That's crazy.
Straight
That's
up.
crazy.
I got a picture with her. Shout out to
Okay.
her pops and her manager,
Mhm.
Shane Pitts. But
Wow.
yeah. So you gotta first of all recognize, man, that like it ain't by coincidence, you know what I'm saying, when you tend to brush shoulders with individuals, because look what
Mhm.
she ended up going off to do. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Right.
And you get put on game, you learn things, and you pick up. But anyway, so yeah, that was a huge concert. I think a couple of other artists. It was uh, Taylor Girls. Taylor Girls. There was a
Mhm.
young little rap group, Taylor Girls, and I
Mhm.
want to think D-Lo, a cat by the name of D-Lo, who was into like dance moves and all that. And then
Mhm.
Mulatto won season 1 of the rap game, and then there was this cat by the name of Nova. Nova,
Okay.
I think, he was either the runner up of season
Mhm.
1 or he was like the runner up of season 2. But anyway, they all came to Pensacola, bro, for one of the biggest
Mm.
concerts Pensacola has ever had locally. Like
Wow.
it was over 4,000 in attendance. Oh yeah,
Wow.
it was huge. And I auditioned. I fumbled my audition. And at
Mm.
the time going into that audition, I had been grinding for so long, my dude. I was about ready
Mm.
to give everything up. I was ready to give it
Wow.
all up. I walked into the audition room with bags of merch, tons of CDs I had pressed up, and I just took it all because I was like, man, this don't work out. Well, they just get some cool souvenirs, and they could do what they do. But I
Right.
fumbled my audition. I
Mm.
I had 3 minutes to perform, forgot my lyrics, get to sweating, and I
Mm.
knew it was game over. But
Mm.
because El Rico looks far beyond just in the moment, and
Mhm.
his mission statement was to do this in a different manner than what Hollywood and what the industry was accustomed to. He
Right.
saw something in me. He saw
Mm.
like, man, he saw a cat from his perspective. Wow, I ain't even tripping on the music. I'm still blown away at the fact that you come in here, you branded, you got your
Mm.
Stack Life on, you got your Stack Life hat,
Mhm.
you got all this merch, you got how many albums is this? Like 12 albums, the CDs, old school. Like, not, you know
Mm-hmm.
what I'm saying? It was a nice presentation.
Yeah.
And he was like, you know what? Maybe we just cat a shot, man. And
Yeah.
I ended up scoring an audition, and he put me on that stage. And then he ended up signing me a week later to represent me because that day for the show, I actually performed twice. I had that show earlier in the day, the big show,
Mm-hmm.
4,000 people or whatever, and then I hosted an event at one of the
Okay.
biggest, at one of the premier music venues in Pensacola, which is Vinyl Music Hall. Sits right on the
Okay.
corner of downtown Pensacola, Palafox Garden Street. Matter of fact,
Mm.
on me and Sean's anniversary, Bone Thugs and Harmony is coming through uh, February 20th to Vinyl Music Hall. They have like the biggest of the biggest names that come through there. So I
Wow.
did both those shows. It was a massive long day for me, but he ended up signing me as his first secular artist to represent for management. A week later, we signed a deal at Miller's Ale House. Shout out to Miller's Ale House.
Mm-hmm.
We signed the deal, man, and,
Mm.
and he's been representing me ever since, man. And we have built from the mind of Elrico Tunstall Studios. We now have three full-length motion pictures that are able to be streamed globally in Sacred, What the Heart Wants, and
Mm.
Southern Village, which will be streaming here, sometime soon in 2025, and we are going into production in March with our first sitcom with Family Vibes, and we're gonna I gotta talk to you about that too. You know what I'm saying? Just because that's the other thing. It was like some tips. It's all about who you network and sometimes who you know about getting in the right place. So I piggyback off of that, and I simply say to you real quick. I know it's last minute, but your boy, yeah, if there's any way that you could possibly, any way in the world you could possibly make it to Atlanta, even if it's a turn and burn, you feel
Yeah.
me? Because we got auditions in Atlanta this
Okay.
Saturday for Family
Okay.
Vibes. And it's
Okay.
simply a matter of can you make it there and show up? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's too easy for me to just, you know what I'm saying, easily plug you know what I'm saying? But it ain't about that. Like we said, it's all about taking the proper steps. And
Right.
if you was to happen to walk inside that building between the hours of 3 and 8 p.m. in
Mm-hmm.
Atlanta, okay,
Okay.
headshot, you know what I'm saying, resume, whatever. But if you happen to walk through the doors, what I can
Right.
promise you is that just on your hustle, forget the fact that
Mm-hmm.
we know each other, but El Rico,
Yeah.
we doing things different. Oh,
Okay.
that's gonna be mad respect because you coming from a whole different state, a whole different city,
Mm-hmm.
because you was trying to get into this game, and sometimes it only takes one opportunity just for somebody, a writer, a producer, a
Mm-hmm.
director, to lay eyes on you and
Yep.
say, he the real deal.
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
trying, he grinding. I think I might want
Right.
to work with this cat. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So I'll leave it
Right.
at that. But yeah, we'll talk more about that. You know what I'm saying, at the proper time. I don't want to. I get passionate. You know how I am, my
Yeah.
guy.
For
But
sure.
there's a lot. Yeah. So, but yeah, but as far as that goes, those are the
Mm-hmm.
biggest tips I could say I could put out there for how to really get into this acting game. You know what I'm saying? You gotta love what you do. You gotta love what you do.
See, that's crazy, man, because you just gave I gotta look at Elrico for a little bit because
All
you
good.
just gave gems within from your perspective as the artist, the actor, the businessman. But you're talking about Elrico, which I would consider, many hats, but even from like an executive standpoint. But imagine him not seeing something in you, the work that y'all have already put in since that day up until now. But and to me, that could be a gift, of him seeing that.
That is.
And
It's a.
but see what they say, if you stay ready, you ain't gotta get ready, and you was ready.
There you go. Case in point. Case in
Yeah.
point. You said it. You took the words out
Hmm.
of my mouth. I may have should
Yeah.
have said that too, but a lot of people in this game and a lot of avenues with the entertainment industry, they feel that recording one song, putting that song, uploading it through this distribution, you know what I'm saying, however you do it, getting it
Hmm.
on Apple Music, Spotify, Pandora, whatever, shooting a video, whether they're real views or not, whatever. But the video, they push the views numbers up. They
Hmm.
think that's all there is to it,
Right.
and that really ain't even the tip of the iceberg because
Nah.
we're in an industry now where dog, like, those are the folks that do that one time. That's the difference between an artist and someone who just does music. And I got to give
Hmm.
flowers again. That's all I do, quote. I got to give flowers again to my marketing
Yeah.
and PR team. I think we on a conversation separate. We were talking, and I told you I was
Mm-hmm.
like, "Yo, I'm gonna put you on, and I want you to
Mm-hmm.
tap in." But shout out to
Yeah.
Making It Magazine, Kelby Cannick,
Mm-hmm.
Kimberly Cannick, man, out of Atlanta. I'm hoping to link with them, and hopefully maybe make an introduction, formal introduction to Elrico, so that we can do some things big moving forward. But Making It Magazine, man, is an independent, digital and physical print magazine
Mm-hmm.
out of Atlanta that basically is the independence artist guide and key to success.
Mm.
They are putting independent artists in positions that they would never ever be able to be in,
Mm.
such as just the simple opportunity to submit your music for an opportunity to open for Jeezy in a 4,000 seat person venue. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
They provide PR marketing services to get you more exposure, to get
Yeah.
you sponsorship opportunities, paid features, blog placements, playlist placements,
Mm-hmm.
paid shows. There's a cat that literally just signed up for the membership, um, who literally I think he goes by the name. Shout out to Foreign Rhythm. He literally just like signed up for our membership, right? Submitted his
Mm-hmm.
music and whatever, and they have a process. This cat just got back into town. I believe the opportunity was he got a paid show with 50-50 ticket split at the
Mm.
door in New York. He just got
Wow.
back. And I don't want to say the artist, like the main artist's name. I don't say it wrong, but
Mm-hmm.
I'll find it out. But the bottom line is, it was a major artist paid show, and
Wow.
he just, yeah. So shout out to Making It Magazine. You know what I'm saying? Um, yeah, I mean, for everything that they do. But yeah, man, that's the difference between an artist. You and
Yeah.
I are artists. We
Yeah.
have been doing this. We have a track record. We have
Yeah.
had our failures. We have learned from our failures, and then we have
Mm-hmm.
grown from that to successes. That is an
Right.
artist going through
Right.
the ups and the downs. Someone who just does music is somebody who just does it as either a hobby or just because they feel they can, because it
Yeah.
has now been made so easy, and they
Yeah.
want to reap the benefits from the minimal amount of work. You see what I'm
Right.
saying? Because it's
Right.
easy. You throw on a
Mm-hmm.
chain, you get you some designer, you look the part. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? And that's the thing. So it's become very difficult, but that's how you separate the real artists. You know what I'm saying? You have a track record, and you know what I'm saying? We have a resume to show for it. You know what I'm saying?
Right. And you said it earlier in the conversation about, it was we prefaced it first with the acting, but the approach is you have to approach it like a business because the talent is there, the skills are there, you're going to continue
Yes,
to
sir.
sharpen your sword, but you have to have that business acumen or be yearning to learn for that part of
Yes,
it.
sir.
And I want to also throw in there relationships, man. This game is really about those relationships too. And again, you can't teach sauce.
Yes,
You're one of
sir.
the few guys that I know that have it, but
Thank you. Thank
when
you.
you have that, and you have just an uncanny ability to network well, being a very likable person. I always talk about, like, when I watch these cartel movies and I
Yeah.
think about these drug kingpins, one thing that I can learn from a lot of those guys, when you think of like Pablo Escobar or certain guys in those positions, at certain points in their careers, they had a certain likability about them,
Yeah.
and that's what sets guys like you apart in the game from anybody else, And again, on paper, you might have the same on paper as a sap,
That part.
but I
Yes,
like
sir.
sap. You know what I'm saying? Like
That part.
I
Yeah.
like sap.
Yeah.
So that's just what it is sometimes.
Yeah. Hey, real quick before we move on to your next, I also want to say, so you of course remember, because we come from the same era. You remember 106 in Park. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? I remember way back in the day, Will Smith. I want to say it was either when it was really at like his prime, as he was really coming in. You know what I'm saying? He
Mm-hmm.
had been in that for a while, but like when it comes to like global fame and recognition, Will
Mm-hmm.
Smith really hit that and broke that ceiling with
Yep.
Independence Day. Okay. And I want to say,
Mm.
yeah, with Independence Day, which
Right.
I want to say that was 95 or something like that, 95, 96, right? And
Mm-hmm.
then that was like his very, very first like major blockbuster, you know what I'm saying? Major blockbuster film, right?
Oh yeah.
Even beyond Bad Boys, you feel me? Because it was Bad
Right.
Boys had hit. Bad Boys had hit. He did Bad Boys
Mm-hmm.
Martin that put him on, you know what I'm saying, the real radar for blockbuster films. But Independence Day took him to a whole nother level. And then right behind Independence Day came Men in Black,
Yep. Yep.
which put him on a whole nother
Oh,
level
another level. Yeah.
because of who he was acting with, which his partner was Tommy Lee Jones, and
Right.
that dynamic just put him on a
Right.
whole different level, and it actually it introduced him to a whole nother audience because Tommy
Mm-hmm.
Lee Jones, you got to think, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So you get it. But anyway, he was
Yeah.
on an interview with 106 in Park, and one of the things that resonated with me, what you just said, he
Mm-hmm.
said because at the time I want to think it was I think it was it wasn't even Terrence and Rossi. I want to say it was AJ. I think it was
Mm-hmm.
AJ and Free.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like, what kind of knowledge, what kind of gems you want to get these kids out here? What they need to do to make it to that level, to be the next Will Smith, you know what I'm saying? To be the next
Mm-hmm.
blockbuster superstar. And Will Smith's answer was exactly what you just said. That man said one word: relationships.
Yep. Yeah.
Relationships. You never come to any relationship, any business opportunity with an
Yeah.
ego. You check your ego at the door, no matter what you think you done did, bruh.
Yeah.
It's when you trying to level up and get into other rooms, you gotta
Yeah.
humble yourself and just go back to that day one mentality and be like, almost not saying on some like yes sir, no sir, on some like slave type tip or whatever, whatever. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I mean? But you
Right.
come accordingly though. You know what I'm
Yeah. For
saying?
sure.
You come accordingly. You know what I'm saying? And you bring respect to get it. But he said relationships.
Yeah.
And even if something doesn't work, because you
Right.
check your ego at the door, you never burn bridges.
Yeah.
And because you never burn bridges, you
Mm-hmm.
never know what may happen. I just seen an article, believe it or not, that Kevin Feige, one of the head dudes that were over at Marvel, right? I don't, nowadays you don't know what's real, what's not. You know, same coming news, but I do believe there's some validity to this. That
Yeah.
there's a possibility that Jonathan Majors, he played Kang in the newest Ant-Man film. He was the villain, and his
Yeah.
performance was stellar. Unfortunately,
Yeah.
unfortunately, he had some issues outside. You know what I'm saying? Personal issues that that
Mm.
that basically removed him out of that position
Wow.
of being that character. But there's a possibility, because he didn't burn bridges, that he may
Yeah.
possibly be invited to come back. You know what I'm saying? At some point. And the point is, whether that's real or not, it
Mm.
just
Right.
solidifies. It just
Right.
solidifies my
Right.
what I'm trying to get at. That you
The
never burn
point.
bridges. You never burn bridges because you never know who you may need to rely on. Jim Carrey is acting once again because he didn't burn bridges. You feel me?
Right.
He didn't
Right.
burn bridges, and then he was in a situation. He said it. I'm not saying this. He said it. I'm acting again because I'm broke.
Yeah.
Because I'm in a
Yeah.
position. I'm broke, and
Yeah.
because he didn't burn bridges. And man, Sonic, the Sonic franchise, the man is doing his thing, and he's a legend in the game. I mean, you and I know it go back
Yeah.
to days of In Living Color. You feel me? For Jim Carrey, baby. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like
Yeah.
he's always been a talent
Right.
and an amazing, amazing actor, bro. I've learned so much from watching him. But yeah, never burn bridges, man. Relationships are it. That's it.
That's real, man. Years back, I had a good female friend of mine. She asked me a question. She's like, I've never seen you in any type of issues with other artists, because in this game can be so confrontational, people can become collateral damage. So when you have, to me, I look at every year of success in this game is like dog years, because
That's it.
a lot of people come and go so quickly, so being in the game when you're talking about 2015, but even putting in work prior to it being 2025, 10, 15, 20 years in the game, that's no easy feat, but I thought about it too. I was like, I've never been a confrontational dude, but see, it goes back to what you just said, Sat. Early on, I understood the power of relationships and not burning bridges. Now, granted, don't get me wrong, and I think Chameleon said this. He said in a song about how he always keeps a lighter. So,
Mm,
so if a bridge needs to be burned, it's going to be for the benefit of my career, or just severing a relationship. But you don't even have to. A lot of times, be vocal about it. You know, it can just naturally happen the way it's supposed to happen. And then obviously you're going to be around who you should be around when it comes to your team that should be
That
there with you.
that's it. And that's why, man, that like with you, with Dami, 200 Madstak, Mr. 200 Madstak, and Congo Madstak, man.
Yeah.
I absolutely, with anything and everything that I do, I never lose sight of that. Never lose sight of that because that's just one of the things, you know what I'm saying? Elrico wouldn't be where he's at if he didn't go through the ups and downs of
Yeah.
trying to discover and build the right team. I
Right.
can't emphasize that word enough. No
Yeah.
matter, you know, modern era that we live in makes it seem like paints the picture and makes it very believable that you can amass success at like the highest level
Hmm.
completely on your own.
Right.
And that's bruh, like that's like
Yeah.
the falsest reality, bro, of like all time, you know what I'm saying? Because
Yeah.
there's not one person. Even in the game of boxing, right?
Hmm.
Even in the game of boxing, which is a one-on-one, technically a one-on-one sport, right?
Hmm.
It's not one boxer that don't have a cut man, that
Yeah.
don't have a trainer, that don't
Hmm.
got another person to hold the bucket, that don't have
Yeah.
sparring partners, that
Yeah.
don't have a
Yeah.
marketing team,
Yeah.
that don't
Great
got a
analogy.
publicist, PR,
Yeah.
financial advisors.
Yeah.
That's their team.
Yeah.
But outside looking in, to the plain eye, to the naked eye,
Hmm.
Roy Jones Jr., man, oh nah. He dropped homeboy, you know what I'm saying? By himself, you know what I'm saying? Like he ain't had he had to train. He didn't train by
Yeah.
himself. I guarantee you he didn't train by himself.
Yeah.
I guarantee you he had an artist. He had an artist
Right.
that he really was rocking with, that he was had the music playing.
Right.
That's a
Right.
part of your team, your training regimen. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So it's no matter what, man, no matter what you do. You know what I'm saying? When you're a chef,
Yeah.
you got a team of people around you to help you, you know what I'm saying, prepare things and all that. You got a sous chef. You got the head
Yeah.
chef, you got a sous chef, you got a team. And then it
Right.
goes on from there. You feel me? Y'all is I got a
Right.
team. When it comes to this music, I got a
Yeah.
team. From
Yeah.
marketing, my other artists that you know what I'm saying, that you know what I mean? The
Yeah.
movies, I got a team.
Yeah.
I didn't, I got a film coming out, man. That the trailer hasn't officially dropped yet, but
Hmm.
Cash Out 2, starring John Travolta, right?
Oh.
Yeah, there's a little Easter egg coming soon this year too. John Travolta, Quavo, Noel G, Lucas Haas, Gina Gershon, and the list goes on. But the point I'm making is I didn't land on that film set. Damian
Hmm.
Castro. Damian Castro's currently in season 2 of The Lioness on Paramount Plus. Super
Wow.
dope show with Zoe Saldana. My point is, I had a team. Elrico from the Mind of Elrico Thompson Studios is my team. Through Elrico and that team, I
Hmm.
met Goldman Casting.
Hmm.
Goldman Casting booked me for that role.
Hmm.
Relationships,
Right.
levels. It ain't
Right.
just, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to Goldman
Yeah.
Casting, man. Ron and Brandy. I love y'all,
Right.
man. Straight up. They've
Yeah.
helped once with my career. Salute. Shout out to them. That's
Yeah.
my team. So
Yeah.
you gotta have a team of people you can trust, and it
Yeah.
may not, it more than likely, not
Yeah.
may not, it more than likely, I'm talking about,
Hmm.
we talking about maybe 85, 90% more than likely will not be the individuals that you is coolest with or grew up with.
There you
It
go.
may it may
Yeah.
not. And even if those individuals are still around to support you in any
Yeah.
capacity,
Right.
that may not necessarily be the folks that help you get to the next level. We can be
Yep.
cool. You can go on the ride. You can support me, show up to the shows.
Hmm.
Wherever I go, you know what I'm saying, you go. But
Yeah.
you can't just be along for the ride.
Yeah.
You got to help me help you.
Yep.
Help me help yourself. And
Hmm.
like, I'm going to eat. I'm going to put you in positions to eat, but you got to be willing to work too. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? and
Facts.
that's and that's what we've been doing, and we all doing our thing. you grinding, you doing your thing, man. A little bit in the political realm, and you're diving into acting, still doing music. We still copacetic. We could go another 10 years and not
Yeah.
even like really like speak. You know, we might shoot a text or two, Happy New
Mm-hmm.
Year's, Happy Birthday. But
Mm-hmm.
because we got that dope bond early, and we
Mm-hmm.
know what's good, bro.
Yeah.
When I get the call, hey Sap. So look, bro. Congratulations, man, on all your success. Blase, blase. We'd like to book
Mm-hmm.
you, man. What do you need to make this happen? Well, first of all, I need to know. How long is the set? Oh yeah, you got 15, 20, whatever you need. 25, what you need? 30. Okay, bet. Yeah. So we're gonna handle my tickets and my rooms and all that. But I got some other artists that I need to bring with me. I
Mm-hmm.
got other I got a team of people that I
Yeah.
need to bring with me. You feel me? And I got
Right.
some artists that they gonna I got records. We gonna perform. They
Mm-hmm.
gonna have their little 5 minutes to open up. But you gonna give me
Right.
full control oh yeah, the negotiations, and that's what I'm saying. I may not even right now, even with the accolades that I have, I may
Mm-hmm.
not have that. You know what I'm saying? Bargaining power. But I'm gonna continue grinding and working so that I can
Yeah.
ensure that one day I do. And when
Yeah.
I do, hey man, listen, we're gonna celebrate. And I told you that from day one. And I
Yeah.
don't keep talking on it. I don't keep bringing it up. I don't need to. I'm gonna
Right.
continue to work. Let my work speak for itself. And when the
Yeah.
time is right, man, I could do this all day. Shout out to 50 Cent because he is another heavyweight in the game from the business side who
Yeah.
definitely crossed over just like Jay-Z. And 50, whether people
Mm-hmm.
like his antics or not, he
Yeah.
understands without a shred of doubt the business side of it.
Yeah.
And his words, man, are just nothing but words of wisdom. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes people can't get past again their ego. They don't like how
Mm-hmm.
50 high, you be trolling people, all that. Well, that's all, man. That's all part of the game. He do that really because he really has to. He knows
Yeah.
that. He
Yeah.
knows that. But he
Mm-hmm.
knows the game, man. He knows the game. And I hope to be able to not only meet him, I hope to be able to maybe work with him in some capacity. See, for me, I don't even have favorites no
Man.
more. I have people that I look up to that I wanna
Yeah.
work with.
Yeah.
Um, I believe I woke up to some news. We all did. Unfortunate news that we lost a heavyweight in the game, a respected hip hop icon and legend, man, in Irv
Yeah.
Gotti.
Yeah. I saw that.
And I don't
Yeah.
know if you peeped my social media yet, the IG or Facebook, but I made because I got broke. My wife broke the news to me. I had no idea. She told me, and to pay my respects, I had to dig into my photos and go way way down. It took me a minute to find it, but I found the picture of the one time that I was on set and had the opportunity to work with Irv Gotti. He was the
Mm.
founder of the television series called Tales. Tales
Ah.
exclusively on BET, a hip hop anthology, and unfortunately, it only ran for 2 seasons. It was already picked up by BET to go longer, but
Wow.
COVID hit, so production halted, and when it halted, just like all the other productions, it kind of just it got swept under the rug. But it was a
Right.
super
Wow.
fire hip hop anthology, and your
Yeah.
boy, I was featured in 2 episodes of season 2. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, so yeah, I had the opportunity, man, to
Wow.
meet Irv, man, and got some gems from him, and
Mm-hmm.
it just, yeah, man, I was hoping to be able to, work with him again at some point, and unfortunately, that's not gonna be the case. But shout out to that legend, man. So you know what I'm saying? Yeah, never
Yeah.
forget him.
Rest in heaven to the legend, man.
That's
I
it.
saw that news and
Yeah,
you bringing it up. It's like I just saw that. So
yeah,
definitely
man.
a staple in the game. He's
Yes,
done a
sir.
lot for the game. He's made his mark. Without
Yes, sir.
Irv, we don't have a lot of other legends in the game,
Say
such as
say
Ja
it.
Rule or Shanti, you name it.
Wow,
Um,
that's it. Yeah, yeah.
and you know what? I want to wrap this up, Sat, man. This is
For
going to be
sure.
icing on the cake right here. This
Yeah.
last segment here. I love how you brought it in. You gave me flowers in reference to, me giving you game when it came to the music piece of it. And then from there, just kind of just blasting off. One aspect of USAP that I look up to you in many facets, but one in particular is you and your wife. You and your wife and you as a family man. And we talk about relationships and support.
Amen.
Um, give me a little bit about the success of your relationship and how much she has really brought to you when it came to your success and your growth.
Whoo!
Her role.
Wow. So LaShonda, man, has been instrumental and just a staple in my life because she has provided what I like to call the ultimate balance
Mm,
in just life overall. As a byproduct again of two naval officers, I didn't have um, I wasn't able to have one like one area that I could call home.
mm-hmm.
And it took me because of that. Like I say, I was born in San Diego, bro. Like through my, coming up and growing up through schools, I went through like 13 different schools from we're talking like from like elementary school all the way up to high school. I went through like 13.
Wow.
Crazy thing is, you only got 12 grades. You know what I'm saying?
Mm,
You only
mm,
got 12 grades, and basically
mm-hmm.
what that boils down
Right.
to is it's an average of basically almost one school per year.
Mm-hmm.
It makes it very difficult to find genuine friendship and bond
Yeah.
of the kids you can grow up with, right? It makes it very hard to when you get to the right age to
Mm-hmm.
when you're dating and you start to find interest in the opposite sex or whatever it may be. It makes it
Mm-hmm.
difficult because you're not around, and
Right.
at a young age, being in high school or whatever, ninth grade or eighth grade, you're not gonna have no long term relationship or long I'm sorry, not long term, long distance
Yeah.
relationship. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so it was something that because I didn't have, what I'm saying, that attachment younger
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
to grow up with nobody, what I'm saying, I got to a point in my life and having gone through the system, our school
Mm-hmm.
system, having gone through, what I'm saying, being locked up for some things and in
Yeah.
and out of, what I'm saying, jail. You do a lot of soul searching and all. But the bottom line is like I never had the opportunity to really like, man, I really like this girl. And, over the years, we grow together and we grow up until the point where I want to, pop that question. But she, at my life, in my life, man, was like, man, I'm so tired of like, moving and this and that. I just want to settle. And she was like the polar opposite of me,
Mm-hmm.
coming from
Okay.
a very small town in Santa Rosa County, about 20 miles outside of Pensacola. Shout out to Milton, Florida. Milton, Florida, and
Mm-hmm.
within the city of Milton, there's a smaller city called Baghdad. And you may have
Mm-hmm.
heard the name Bubba Watson, pro golfer. He won I think the PGA Tour. Or he got his green jacket. Bubba Watson comes from the same city of Milton, went to the same high school. LaShonda knows him. They grew up over the years. Um,
Yeah.
but the point is, man, is that I was in that point in my life in 2004, just coming out of the correctional system in
Mm-hmm.
Virginia, and coming back to Pensacola to get situated and settled. And I'll never forget. It was the very first day that I got my hair braided for the very first time. The day was July 3rd, 2004. And I, in fact, got my hair braided. I was actually having a very, very, very bad day because of some things that happened early in the day I'm not going to talk about. But I was having a
Right.
very bad day. I met my stylist for the very first time. She braided me up, braids. Like I had no hang time, quote. I had no hang time. Well, you can't even see it because,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I got hang time now, but I had no hang
Right.
time because my braids
Right.
was like, you know what I'm saying? Like it was the very first time I got braided. But lo and behold, I had a partner of mine, DJ Tiger, cat that I actually grew up with, through the years, and he like pops up at my door. We lived in the same neighborhood in Pensacola at the time, and he pops up just out of nowhere. Out of blue, was like, "Yo, yo, yo, bro, it's Friday night. You know what I'm saying, dog? We gotta hit the beach. Yo, I need you to hit.
Right.
I need a wingman. Like, come on, man, I got something. I need a wingman for real. Like, and I'm like, bro, like, I'm not, bro. Come on, man. Like, my head hurts. Nobody
Mm-hmm.
told me how much it was gonna hurt. Like, man, I'm regretting getting braids. Like, cause it was the very first time. And I'm like, man, I had a terrible day. Man, that's what boys is for, man. Come on, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, bro, all right, whatever, dude.
Right.
So he drags me out the house. We go to the beach. And this dude ends up ghosting me, dude. Like we end up like not even seeing each other for the whole night because he ends up going off and doing something. And I'm like calling him. I'm like, yo, I'm out here. Like, you got me out here. You, like, where are you at, bro? My night just got even worse, right? But then it
Right.
goes back, man. It goes back to God has a plan for everybody. God has a destiny. It's a matter of simply us, fulfilling that.
Mm-hmm.
And as my night is just getting worse and worse, I'm ready to go. I can't leave. I didn't drive. He drove. You know what I'm saying? You
Right.
know what I mean? I ain't from the Pensacola Beach or whatever. So it's like 3 o'clock in the morning. The club is like letting out, and I'm gonna say this first, and then
Mm-hmm.
I'll close off and cycle back around. But yeah,
Yeah.
it's late. The club is letting out and everything, and I'm just sitting back, man. I'm just on the phone, and I don't even have a smartphone at the time. I got a flip phone. I got the Motorola
Mm-hmm.
V flip phone, the little chrome silver joint.
Okay.
And I'm just on the phone, like going through contacts, because I'm trying to figure out, man, who am I gonna call at 3 o'clock in the morning? Because this
Yeah.
dude won't answer his phone. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And I just happened to, at the right moment in time, I do one of these moments where I just like look up for a second, go back to the phone, and I jump right back up. And all of a sudden, dog, I see LaShonda, man, and she just walking towards me on the boardwalk. Fine, super fine. Denim
Mm-hmm.
dress, got the heels on, you know what I'm saying? And
Mm-hmm.
I'm just like, oh man. And I start rambling through my thought process, and I'm like, yo, I gotta make something this night. But
Yeah.
this beautiful, black woman here. How am I gonna approach her, man? Because I don't want to do that. Just hey, I ain't gonna do that. I want to be respectful. And the only thing I could come up with, because she's getting closer by a second every step, the only thing I knew to do was to kind of sidestep and place my body in a manner where she had to do one of two things. She either had
Mm-hmm.
to run through me, where
Yeah.
I was gonna take the charge, you dig? For real,
Yeah.
or she was gonna sidestep me and go around or whatever.
Yeah.
And I just kind
Yeah.
of act like I'm on the phone and I don't see her, but
Mm-hmm.
for real, I see her.
Yeah.
And what she ends up doing blew my mind. And she just walks, keeps walking, and she walks up on me and
Mm-hmm.
just kind of stops,
Yeah.
and then like stops, and almost in a sense like, are you gonna move? Because I ain't
Right.
I ain't walking around you. You know what I'm saying? I know you see me. I can see you looking at me. I
Right.
know you see me, so I ain't gonna move.
Right.
You gonna move? Oh,
Right.
baby, I'm so sorry. Let me sidestep. I
Yeah.
sidestep out the way. She walks off, and as she's walking,
Mm-hmm.
she made. I don't want to call it a mistake, but she made the mistake of turning around
Yeah.
and giving me that little cracking that smile, and she held the gaze. She held the
Okay.
gaze. It felt like it was like 10, 15 seconds, but it really was like, I don't know, like two and a half. But she gave me the look, and
Mm-hmm.
I immediately, oh, whoa, 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 hold on, baby, hold on. Now you was looking too long now. Too long. You was looking too long. So go on, bring it right back. I
Right.
gotta make formal introductions now, and that's your fault.
Yeah.
I'm simply
That's on
and
you. That's
that's
on
on
you.
you. Come on back. And she
Yeah.
turned around. She walked back up, man, smiling, and we made formal introductions. And you know, she gave me her phone number, thinking I wasn't gonna call it. And I tried to play it real cool. Keep in mind, this was July 3rd,
Okay.
2004, right? It's a Friday night. So
Yeah.
the 4th of July is that Saturday.
Okay.
So we I tried to play the G card and be cool with it, not call her like the next day. So I waited
Yeah.
on. We do our things with family, 4th of July. And then I think
Mm-hmm.
the Sunday, it was that Sunday on the 6th that I called her. She didn't think
Okay.
I was going to hit her up. She thought it was just, whatever. But I called her and I said, yeah, hey, what's good? How you doing? And we ended up linking up the following Monday, which was the 6th or whatever it is, whatever. We go to
Mm-hmm.
dinner, go on a date. I
Yeah.
thought she was about to stand me. I thought she stood me up. I'm in I'm
Yeah.
in Old Charlie's. I'm in Old Charlie's, and I'm sitting there and I'm like, man, bro, like this girl that made me look real foolish. Got me looking like the Sam, this, that, and the third, whatever. She
Yeah.
laughing with her friends, like, yo, I got this dude probably sitting at this. I call the number back.
Yeah.
I call her. I'm gonna call her like, yo, like, what's up? Did you forget about the date? Like, what? Her mom picks up the phone.
Okay. Wow.
Marilyn pick up the phone, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, Shout out to Marilyn, man, my mother-in-law. She's no longer with us, but she picks the phone up, and I'm like speechless, and I immediately like go to being real proper. And anyway, she's like, oh, okay, so you the one who my daughter done left these kids with me to go eat dinner somewhere, and I ain't never met you. And I'm like, I don't know what to say. I'm spooked, bro. Like,
Yeah.
ma'am, I am. And she's like, I'm just kidding with you. I'm just kidding. Yeah, but she's on her way. She on her way. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you sound nice. You sound nice. I just messing with you. And as I'm
Right.
hanging up the phone with her, with her mom, man, she pulls up, and we have the date, and we go through that. We make plans to meet the very next day, and like the next 2 days, by Tuesday or Wednesday, it turns out to be the seventh, the
Yeah.
7th of July, and we made it official. And she came into the relationship. I had a biological daughter. She had two kids, ages 2 and 3. Shout out Marquise and Kiera.
Hmm.
But I had already made up my mind. Was like, man, I've been looking for this moment to be able to settle down. You know what I mean? And I want to have what my father had with my mother. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? And I want to build something. And again, man, you never know when your moment's gonna come. It's always gonna come when it's the right time. It's
Mm.
always going to happen when you least expect it.
Yeah.
And you got to go back to the beginning of the story. I didn't want to be there. I had a
Yeah.
real bad day. I
Yeah.
did everything in my power to get out of that. However, because I was a good friend to my partner,
Hmm.
I ended up going. I ended up meeting um, my now wife, and we've been together,
Wow.
what I'm saying, 20 years. And to finally close it, because we've had conversations and we've had ups, we've had downs, but the point
Yeah.
is that we've seen the best in each other. We bring out the best, and you know, she made it a point that when I first told her, I do music, because back then I was just getting going, but I said I do music. You know what I'm saying? And she made a decision and was like, man, I love the fact that you do music. I want you to succeed at that, and I have your
Hmm.
back. One thing I tell you, I have your back. And
Hmm.
ever since then, I've gone out of my way to try to include her in
Hmm.
any capacity. Now, fast forward to 2025, LaShonda is the official script supervisor for From the Mind of Elrico Tunstall Studios. I have
Wow.
brought her into that world, and yeah, and we work together. I mean, moving forward. So, um, to sum it all up, you know, again, you have to be willing to take a chance. But even when you take a chance, you got to be willing again. How hard are you going to work at it? If you really, really want something, if you really want to be an actor, if you really want to be a musician, if you really want to be a lawyer, don't just say it. Let your actions speak for yourself. You feel
Yeah.
me? And that's
Yeah.
exactly what we have done. And that's how we have been able to build what we built together, and we are
Yeah.
still together. And then the last thing I'm going to say is that one moment in my life, that defining moment, inspired one of the dopest records that I've ever written.
Mm.
And not only did she choose an on me record, because from my perspective, that kind of was inspired
Yeah.
why she chose
I heard.
me. You feel me? She
Yeah.
chose an on me. That was
Yeah.
inspired, but I'm more talking about one of the newer ones called "Remember the Time." Right?
Hmm.
The video is up. Did a little promo video for it. It's circulating. But remember the time, and the lyrics. It starts
Hmm.
off. It was a warm summer night. Believe 3rd of July would be the first time that we'd ever lock eyes. I mean, how D was fine. You showed it impressive, brother. May not been intended, but you still did impressive, brother. Got our
Mm.
first glimpse of each other while in the club. Didn't notice you at first, but you was focused. What's up? That
Mm.
whole song, verse for verse,
Yeah.
is the depiction of the actual encounter of how we met, went on our first
Wow.
date, and ultimately entered into a mutual relationship. So my music is a
Yeah.
direct reflection of everything that I do in life. But shout out to LaShonda, my queen, and she holds me down in so many different ways. And you got to have someone in your life that you're willing to trust and lean on, who can call you on BS, when
Yeah.
it's present,
Yeah.
that can calm you down when it's required. Because one thing about me, my passion gets the best of me.
Hmm.
In a lot of ways, really, it stems from a competitive spirit,
Yeah.
very similar to the late Kobe Bryant, to the Michael
Hmm.
Jordans, to the LeBron James. You know what I'm saying? One thing that I've been told my whole life, quote, is what I'm not going to do or what I can't do. And that goes back to high school, walking on to multiple basketball teams. Bro, I don't even know why you want to try out. You ain't gonna get on this team. You ain't gonna get on. The team already made. Like, oh, that's how you feel? Okay. I go and I
Right.
make the team. Well, you ain't gonna never play. You ain't never play. Okay, bet that up. I bust my tail in practice. I get in the game. I score a
Yeah.
three. I get a charge. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro,
Yeah.
one thing that you ain't finna do. I'm sorry, mom, I'm
Hmm.
using bad grammar, but one thing you ain't finna do is you ain't finna
Yeah.
tell me. You ain't gonna tell me what I'm finna do because you didn't do it. You not finna tell me what I'm not gonna do. We'll talk about it after I done did it, and you can say why you thought I wasn't gonna do it, but you not
Right.
finna tell me what I'm not finna do because if I want to do it and it's something that I know I'm good at, the
Right.
rest is gonna be history. So I know I'm went over
Yeah.
G, but you asked me that question. I had to make sure that I put it
Perfect.
in real perspective, my guy. Nothing but love,
Man.
quote.
Man, that's powerful, man. And of course, rest in peace to your mother-in-law, Marilyn, of course, her
Yo,
mom. Big
yes,
up to
yes,
LaShonda, man. And
yes,
even though, I met her in Orlando,
yeah,
in passing, she embraced me. Even
yeah,
even through photos with you guys, like the
yeah.
energy, the aura that you guys give off is inspirational.
Yo,
Your relationship is very inspirational and aspirational as well. And I wanted to definitely
wow,
dive a little
wow.
bit in that. Appreciate your vulnerability, because I know a lot of the times, our relationships with our women, especially our spouses, significant others, don't it doesn't really get highlighted enough within the culture. But you're one of the few artists that I know, actors that I know, individuals that I know that embrace that wholeheartedly, and it doesn't go
Dope.
unnoticed.
Thank you, bro. Thank you.
Sap,
Thank you.
you're one of my favorite human beings.
Oh man, wow.
You're, fan of a fan, like the Chris Brown and Tyga mixtape fan of a fan. You have a lot of supporters out here outside of your immediate team, whether you realize certain supporters or not. You
Wow.
know, check this
Wow.
out though, Sap. The next
Yo.
time we speak,
Yo.
it's gonna be in this format,
Okay.
but I want to talk about what is the soundtrack that I'm gonna do a review on.
Nice. Okay. So that is what the heart wants.
Okay, okay,
What the heart wants. Yep. What the heart wants. Original motion picture soundtrack. That is the official accompanying soundtrack to the film in which I am the star of. Again,
okay,
shout out to Elrico Tunstall. Not only did he
okay,
bless me the opportunity to be the star of that film, but he
okay.
also blessed me the opportunity to actually add and build to my resume in an entirely different capacity. So I'm going to actually blow your mind on this tip real quick as we finally close out.
Yeah,
So I was in fact the music supervisor as well for that film, and I
man.
curated and produced the soundtrack and released it through Radiant Records. The art, the inspirational um,
Hmm.
part of Stack Life Records. And shout out to all the artists. All the artists on that project brought forth great records to once again create a piece of history. Because quote again, just like with Elrico, he's put me in these positions, man, to win and to just make historical moves. We are the first independent film studio on the Gulf Coast to have three full-length motion pictures that are
Wow,
available to be streamed globally. I have
wow.
become the first independent artist from the Gulf Coast to actually
Hmm.
produce an original motion picture soundtrack that is attached to a film and has those records actually synced. So all the I
Wow.
want to say all the records on the soundtrack, with the exception of one, which is the
Hmm.
bonus track
Okay,
that actually features Elrico, and you'll check that out. But that's the
okay,
Motai Anthem, that's a bonus track. But all
okay,
the other records on that album are featured in the film, What
okay,
the Heart Wants. So
okay.
all those artists, on the album, on the soundtrack,
Yeah.
technically for the first time in their careers,
Mm-hmm.
have a song synced to a major motion picture.
Wow. It's gonna be
Sync,
fun.
yeah,
It's
sync
gonna
right
be
there. It's gonna be
fun,
dope. Oh
man.
yeah, you gonna love it because as a musician
Yeah.
yourself, you gonna
Yeah.
appreciate. We
Yeah.
got gospel on there. We got hip hop. We got like spoken word, inspirational. Like it's, you know what I'm saying. So yeah, oh yeah, you're
Yeah.
gonna have a lot of fun with that, G. You have a lot of fun with that one.
So I look forward to breaking that down and having a really dope conversation musically about it. And obviously, we're going to be going off on many different things
Absolutely,
when it comes to the ideas and the visions that that came behind those records. You know, so I look forward to that.
absolutely, absolutely.
You know what I mean? So,
My man.
and then I want to real quick before I have you close it out, Sap. I want to just
Yeah,
let
for
everybody
sure.
know that's tuning in. So, next week, the 12th and the 13th, got the
Okay.
film festival. Second annual film fest. And more to come with that, Sat, because as me and my partner with that big business, as we continue to grow it, get more investors involved,
Okay.
I'm gonna bring you involved into it too. You know what I mean? So more to come with that offline. So
Dope.
that's next week. The 12th is in Winter Haven, the 13th is Lakeland. So
Okay.
anybody in
Okay.
the area, come through, get a ticket,
Yeah.
check that out.
Bet.
And then
Bet.
Sat, man, let us know latest and greatest what you got working on right now.
Already say less. I appreciate it. So definitely, man, we'll tap in for that there, the film festival side. So right now,
Yeah.
we are in pre-production for our next television venture, and it's actually
Okay.
it is going to be a sitcom,
Mm,
Family Vibes. Family Vibes, as I touched on at the very beginning of the interview, Family Vibes is going to be Pensacola's first Pensacola-based sitcom,
okay.
and we already had the Pensacola auditions about two and a half, almost 2 or 3 weeks ago. But
Okay.
this Saturday, anyone that sees this, as soon as this goes up,
Hmm.
man, this Saturday, and I know
Yep.
it's last minute, but like I said, we'll chop it up and talk. But this Saturday, man, it is February 8th,
Hmm.
February 8th in Atlanta. All
Okay.
right. And I've actually checked this out. And this just in, literally as of just like a few days ago,
Okay.
DJ Scream, all right,
Okay.
renowned DJ Scream,
Wow.
and Deb Antony goes by
Hmm.
Aunt Deb. You may know her as Waka Flocka's mother manager.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Love and hip
Oh
hop.
man.
Both of those heavyweights are now officially on board as executive producers of the show.
Wow.
So I'll let that marinate. Just let that marinate. But the Family Vibes, it's an open call audition. It'll be a
Okay.
cold read. I'm literally reading information off the flyer right here. Starts
Hmm.
at 3 p.m. It goes from 3
Okay.
to 8 p.m. in Atlanta. All right, we're gonna be at 769
Hmm.
Hammond Drive. That is 769 Hammond Drive in Atlanta. It is a Hampton Inn. Bring a hard copy of your headshot, professional headshot, and a resume. It'll be a cold read, and all you need to do is show up. And that's not going, like I say, just for you, but people
Hmm.
need to show up.
Everybody.
If
Yep.
you have a shred of talent, if you have a dream, you have ambitions of just getting into the acting world, acting game, this
Hmm.
is legit as an opportunity gets, and it
Hmm.
is probably going to be more of a fair shot than the typical artists and actors have ever had. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Even if you're not an actor, because we're
Yeah.
doing things different. And Elrico has a gift inside of him. He has been blessed. He
Yeah.
can see talents that the said artist actor may not even know. He saw it in
Hmm.
me.
Yeah.
And when he first presented me the opportunity to take acting courses to learn this game a little bit, I looked at my wife and said, "This man trying to get me to act. He know I do music. What you?" Again, not understanding at the time
So
that once again they're connected. And
yeah.
sometimes to get
Yep.
to your final destination, you have these other
Yep.
bridges and these other avenues. You know what I'm saying? And now I'm at a point to where literally it's
Hmm.
all connected.
All
The
in one.
music supports the acting supports the music and the moves and all that stuff. and the
Mm-hmm.
brands and the brand, man. So
Mm-hmm.
once again, February, that's really what's taking up all my attention I have, you know what I'm saying? I'm
Yeah.
putting that onto that right now. So definitely show up, man, if you're able. That goes for anybody that's checking this out. We love to see you. Just make sure, as my man mentioned, okay, you don't just show up willy-nilly. You show up prepared. We giving you what
Yeah.
you need. Professional headshot and a resume. And of course, you want to dress the part, you know what I'm saying? Not saying you're coming in a suit and tie, but you want to be presentable, you know what I'm saying? You don't come in there, no holes in your jeans, looking like you're going to the club, you know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna be dressed up like that. I guarantee you, the writer and director and producers ain't gonna be dressed like that. You feel me? So that's to impress the right people, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's sometimes what it takes. And if that takes you stepping out of your comfort zone a little bit, I highly recommend that because it will be beneficial for you. Even if you don't necessarily land a speaking role or get what you want, you might be offered a general background or a feature background role or something
Mm-hmm.
that's a capacity. You never know. You
Right.
never know. But you take a stab at it and you give it your best shot. And if you love it enough, you know what I'm saying, you put that best foot forward and you don't put all your eggs in that basket. You
Mm-hmm.
continue doing what you're doing, and that's how the business goes. I've gone on auditions and done auditions where I ain't heard a call in almost 3, 4 weeks. Month passes,
Mm-hmm.
and you in the middle of something else or whatever, and all of a sudden your phone rings. Hey, this JSapp. Oh yeah, we'd like to book you for such and such set. Oh wow, I forgot about that. That's how it works. That's how it works. And then of course filming will be conducted in the city of Pensacola. But yeah, it's very exciting, man. So that's the main thing we got going on. And then of course we have tons of projects already lined up, man, to be coming down the shoot. So
Yeah, so for that ATL opportunity, like like Stat talked about, that information we're gonna have it in the caption for y'all, so y'all can have the address, the time frame, all that good stuff. Sap, congratulations on Family Vibes, latest and greatest right now, man.
thank you.
Um, Illis, of course.
No, you see the backdrop? Yeah, you
Stack
see the
Life,
backdrop?
of course.
Yep.
JSapp,
Yep. The
Madstak,
Elrico
of
era.
course. The Elrico, of course, man.
Yes,
So,
yeah, bro. Shout out to
man,
Quote, baby. El Quote,
appreciate you,
shout out to
dog.
you, man. Yeah, man.
Appreciate you, big dog, man. So,
We gonna be living. Hey, I mean, you and I've been doing it for a long time, but we're gonna do it together. You feel me?
yeah.
What is it? What is it? Boarding planes? Was it boarding planes? Is that the single?
Yo,
Is that
me and Theo Lodge got an album coming, man. So we got an album coming, and that's gonna be a bonus track on the album. But yeah, Born in Plains was the one that went platinum, man, a couple years back, man. So that one is still bumping, man.
tap? Hey, y'all need to tap in. Independent artist with a platinum single that he's featured on. Big ups,
We
dog. I wish I had the button with the horns. Wah, wah, wah.
hey,
Yo,
Sat, check it out, man. You know, Theo Lodge is in ATL, man. So I'm gonna let him know about
yo,
Saturday.
tell him tap in,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
yo, you can by my permission, straight up, bro. If
Hmm.
you need to, he can reach out, man. Yeah, you can reach out
Hmm.
via some social networks.
Okay.
You dig? Yeah, but I'm easy to find
Yeah,
and connect. So you already know how to get a hold of me, my G. Keeping it
yeah,
all respectful, you know what I'm saying? But yeah,
yeah.
definitely tell him tap in. This is what it's all about, my guy. We about networking. We about connecting. We about working. You know I'm about that work.
Hey, I'm
So
gonna shoot you. I'm gonna shoot you the album, man. So you be the first cat to hear it before we
let's
drop the junk.
I'm honored. Let's get it. Let's get it. Yes, I can't wait. I'm so excited.
Yes, sir.
As soon as I'm able to do the pre-save or
Yeah,
the pre-order or whatever it is, I'm gonna cop it on Spotify or pre-order it on iTunes to show love and support to make sure that little bit of change, whatever it is, goes in your pockets. I don't just stream the records. If I love the joint, dog, I'm gonna cop me a copy. You know what I'm saying? And that's the only way I can do that now because the CD game is dead in the water. But I still do the CD joints just for like
yeah, yeah.
collector, and it's
Vintage,
dope.
vintage. Yeah.
And it's dope because it's a great way to you could make the autograph, you could sign it and give it to somebody. They can set
Oh
it up.
yeah.
You feel me?
Mm.
It ain't even got nothing to do with the CD. It's just got the
Memorabilia.
fact that yeah, bro, yeah. So quote, man. I definitely. Speaking of which,
Yeah.
there's literally only 100 copies. Now get peep
Hmm.
game. 100 copies of the What the Heart Wants
Oh
soundtrack.
man,
There is only 100
100
physical
copies.
copies. 100 physical copies of the physical product.
Hmm.
Right?
Okay.
You gonna
Okay.
have one. You gonna have one. I got a small
I
stash. I got a
Okay.
small
Okay.
stash of about 25 left, and I keep
Yeah.
them for
Okay.
this reason. So you definitely, man, I'm definitely gonna set one aside for you so that whenever I see you, man, and we link up, I can sign that in person for you, man.
Yeah. Yeah. I got. You need that thing autographed. Okay. Okay.
Absolutely, yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So definitely, man. So yeah, I got you already. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man.
Okay.
Limited 100 copies in circulation. I did that so that
Okay.
when that time does come and JSapp Madstak is really known on a much bigger scale,
Yeah.
globally household name, which that time will come
Hmm.
in its own right
Yeah.
with time,
Hmm.
capacity. People will be able to have a piece of history.
Right.
Because again, that's the first original motion picture soundtrack to be produced by an artist from the city of Pensacola. So
Appreciate that, fam. Appreciate you,
yeah,
dog.
I got you, man.
Yeah,
I
man. So
got you.
salute, man.
Hey, stick around real quick. I'm gonna hit the button on the record, so we'll end it
Okay.
there. But I'll make sure I get all that info to you. But yo, thank you so much for the opportunity, my guy.
Yeah.
And we definitely gonna circle back around,
Yes, sir.
my guy. Yes, sir.
All
Peace
right.
and love.